Good morning. It is D Cope here on Cope's Corner. It is April 2nd, 2019, and I'm just going to go over the hot stocks today because the market looks red hot. And I'm going to start with actually some of the bigger companies. This is a little different than what I usually do, but we're gonna check out some of the bigger companies right now. So the first one is Microsoft, MSFT, and this is actually the largest company in the world now. So Microsoft looks really good. I would call this an ascending triangle, maybe a high base, maybe a high base pattern. But yeah, so that's Microsoft. MSFT is the ticker for Microsoft. And the next large company we're looking at is PAYX. And this is Paychex. Now, this is the first time I'm seeing it, so I'm sure a lot of people haven't heard of this stock. But it's a good chart because it's a clear uptrend, and betting against this would be a little crazy in this market just because the market's so red hot. The next one is ADP, also breakout of a high base pattern, and this just looks like it's taken off. This is convexity right here. I don't know if I found it on the convexity screener. I forget right now where it was, but CSX is a railroad company. Okay, so this was basing for about a month between 72 and 74. This is CSX, and it just recently broke out of a high base, so it's at 76.70 right now. So I'm interested to see where this stock goes today because it looks like it's going to test the upper range of its valuation. So we're going to look at that a little closer here. Just making sure it has the liquidity we're looking for, and it does. So, that's a potential trade highlight today. And we're just going to move right along. So AWI, I don't want to spend too much time on each one, but AWI looks like it just broke out of the $76 range. Now it's at 81. This also highlights the Murubuzu candles. So 3 days ago, the stock opened at 76, and it closed at 78. So I would venture to guess that it went up all day long, but we're gonna actually find out right now because we're gonna switch over to the interactive 15-minute chart. So once we switch over to the 15-minute chart, you can see 1, 2, 3 days ago. Yeah, basically went straight up. Right at the open, it tested this high right here at 76, and then it fell to 76.20, but it never got down to 76, and then it closed at 77.90. So the second day, once again, it was bought up in the morning, a little retracement of the move, and then it closed higher. So Murubuzu. The buyers are controlling the price of this stock movement. So this company is being bought up. It's not a secret. Nobody's kind of answering back to the increase in price valuation, if that makes a little sense. So the next one is VRRM, and this is trading a little thinner. You can see not much price movement right here, and you can see, yeah, the volume is much lower. So I would go with the safer plays if you're looking for a longer-term investment, but if you're looking for those really short-term gains, you can see three bullish candles. So you might see a real test of this 1250 level here for the stock. SRAX, SRAX. This is another stock. Really small, 35 million market cap, so extremely small. But it does have earnings, which is a little reassuring. So I don't know if I would go really big into this because it's such a small company, but it may be worth throwing a little bit of money at it. I know in the trading simulator, I'm currently holding that because I think it's a good play. But Next is FAS, and this is PHAS, and this was up 30% yesterday, so checks off that trade checklist box. And if we just go over to the Word document, the trade template setup, we can see that the first checklist is up 30% in the last week, volume over 1 million. So let's just check. Let's just go through the checklist on this PHAS, and we can see that, yeah, it does have volume over 1 million. The volume yesterday was 1.48 million, but the average volume is only 200,000. So you kind of gotta weigh that in. So the market cap to this company is 276. So it's only a $250 million right now, and it just went up 30% yesterday. And this is a relatively new company, so don't really know where this range is going to settle out. But the range yesterday was from 10 to 13. So I don't know if you're looking for a trade, maybe buy the dip, maybe buy 11 today. But if it opens at 14 and just starts to run higher, you could miss it. This is one of those rare opportunities that's happening right now. Went up 30% yesterday. So TBIO is the next one, little range breakout. Translate Bio, it's a healthcare biotech. So if we just go over here to the groups, we can see which sector is performing the best. Industrial goods performed the best yesterday, up 1.9%. That's huge. These are huge moves happening right now. The market is on fire. Financial was up 1.8%. The whole sector was up 1.8% yesterday. So this is a market I would not want to be short, but I would want to be setting targets because it has been running for 3 days now. So you don't want to get caught holding the bag and just buying at the top, and then there's this huge retracement of this huge move. So you want to keep that in mind as well. AEZS was another one that I'm actually holding in the simulator here. So it just broke out of this pretty tight range. I mean, when you look at the volatility of this stock, it's at 7%. So it was up 10% yesterday. A 10% target here, I would think would be reasonable, 550. So if we just go into the simulator, we can actually go on this position, create closing order, sell 4,000. You do an OCO order if you want, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna go with a target of 10%. So it will be 550, and then that's a limit order, and we want this to be good till cancel, so we change this to GTC, good till cancel. Confirm and send, and you just want to confirm the amount. So that's the amount of shares I have, and it will be credited in that amount. Send, and that order is placed, and it's good for the next 90 days at least. So next, I'm just gonna talk about some other items on this checklist. So you want to, before you make any trade, you want to ask yourself, does this make sense? Is this believable? Is there a catalyst for the move? Is this a respectable company? The fundamentals of the company, does it have a good reputation? And then you want to do a sanity check on previous news and make sure it's not repeat news that's being reannounced and this is just some pump and dump scheme that the company has. So the stock market is risky, but when you're dealing with companies like Microsoft, the largest company in the world, then it seems to be the most believable to me anyway. But you want to take these trades through your plan and your process. You know, don't just use my checklist. You want to be asking yourself, does this make sense for my life too? And so here's some common beginner errors in the trade setup checklist. But some other resources are at Trade Plan Consulting. So it's actually, here's the hyperlink here, tradeplanconsulting.com/tip-tools. That's TIP-tools, and that'll bring you to the tip tools. And this is where I have my trade plan. You can download it. The trade template setup and checklist, which is what we were just looking at. Then the execution file, and you're just gonna open up the execution file, and you're gonna show in the folder It's going to show in the folder. The trade setup checklist. I'm just gonna show you in the folder. You're going to open it. It's going to look exactly like this. And you want to enable editing, and then you can go to the View tab and view multiple pages, and that's how you can read it like it's a book. So you have one page on the left, one page on the right. That helps me visualize things a lot better. So